Hey YouTube, it's now with Olympus Reptiles. I'm here with JoJo and Anna, and we're going to be doing some sonograms. So this is your
Patreon.
No, this is YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Per Patreon, we will do a Patreon video to follow it, so I'm glad you mentioned that. And that video is going to talk about if you don't have a fancy sonogram machine, a few of the things that you can look for to kind of help you know what's going on with your snakes. So we'll talk about some of the old school methods, and then we'll talk about some of the new school methods here on YouTube. So this is your sonogram, right?
Yes, this is the sonogram slash, help me out, what's the word? Ultrasound, yes, thank you.
We did use it, we did check, and Kurt told us he was having a baby, but he's not pregnant. What gives, man? So, but when? Soon, right? Soon. And yes, he is having a baby, but it's not, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger style. If anybody watching the old movies, it is a traditional way, so it'll be his wife having that. But we are going to show the insides of some snakes. Could you use this at home, though, to see your own baby?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I don't know.
It's strong enough.
Dude, that's what we should have. We said your wife came up for Patreon because I sonogrammed her. Seen your baby.
But we have the linear probe. We probably need the concave one for mammals.
For a human. Oh, well. She probably wouldn't.
For veterinary medicine.
She probably wouldn't like us doing home health care anyway. She'd probably frown on that being a nurse. Like, no, we got to go to real stuff. But let's get on to the snakes. And the first one I'm going to have you look at is one that we affectionately call the darkness. So this is a het true ghost. That's all we know that's going on. However, she is weirdly, weirdly dark. Why she is this dark, I do not know.
She's gorgeous.
But she's just a strange ranger. So we'll put her up on the table. So this is kind of, and we did this a little bit just to kind of learn what we were doing. Oh man, you are really got a fly on you, die fly. And you're squeezing the crap out of me. Don't go down there. What's that?
Head the other way.
Oh, head the other way. See, I don't know what I'm doing.
Anna's going to assist here.
So I'll let Anna assist. But this is really similar to what you would expect if you were a woman getting a sonogram. You use this
How
cold
about
jelly.
This? You take this
Okay.
because I can hit the button.
Okay, you can take the head.
We can take the head. So I'll assist. We'll hit buttons.
It's okay. Anna was a vet tech. She's cool.
So she's done this before a lot. So what you'll see in here, kind of tell us what we're seeing, Anna. I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
I'm going to start about 2/3 of the way of the body down. And just slowly move down. Your goal is to ultimately find the gallbladder first, because that's going to be your landmark. Kind of what you're looking at is stomach, ribs, spine. She found yours pretty easy yesterday. Of course you're not. So those black lines are her ribs. Gel is our friend in this case. Gives us better contact. And there they are. The circles at the bottom.
Free?
Yep.
So those would be the follicles, correct?
Yes.
All right, so then kind of show the measuring thing you do.
All right. I don't have my glasses, so.
Okay. Good thing I wore my good glasses
Yes.
today.
We'll let you do this.
So from here, what you want to do is we'll go up to measure. Click on distance. You want to measure the biggest one. They all seem to be about the same, but this one has the best form. So just measure all the way across. It kind of gives you the distance across in millimeters, and she's about 5.7.
So that'd be pretty early in the process, though, correct? So like,
It's about what she was yesterday.
so what would you normally be looking for when you'd start to get excited in this? I'll grab the next snake we were talking
You
about
want to be
that.
around 10 millimeters. I think it's like the baseline where you want to really start getting excited about pairing. Anything with 10 millimeters or above. So, but it's good that you're seeing them because you know she's starting to develop them.
We'll bring out another snake that we can look at, and hopefully we'll get some different sizes while we do this. And you know what? We cheated and tried this ahead of time, so we probably will. But this is a calico blitz. This was the first one ever produced that I know of. One we produced here in-house. And as she's grown, she just become, you're just not having it today.
Cover her head like we did yesterday. There we go.
Too pretty, or just angry today. Oh, come on, you're fine.
And see, there's her gallbladder. So that's what you're looking for, the big round black thing. That's her gallbladder. So that's where you want to start. There are some really good videos out there too. Some days they cooperate.
Yes.
Some days they don't.
She's
It's
not
okay,
having it.
pumpkin. I know.
She's like, get off me.
Well, we get a good picture of your gallbladder.
And if they don't cooperate, sometimes you just try a little bit. If it ain't going to work that day,
Need some more?
No.
you go on to a different snake.
Yeah. It's not worth stressing them out. Stressing them out is probably going to do more damage than good.
But she's beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Although you're a pain in my butt. So what's our next one on the list?
Your pastel xanthic.
Which one?
Was that the 0601?
I believe it was the one that did not go last time. So probably 0601. Yep. Now, I would.
Wasn't she the one that had the good follicles, though?
She did have some good ones.
So I would expect to see development in her.
And sometimes it's all about how they're laying too. Go back a little bit further. A little more.
A little more lube and goo. That's something to remember, gentlemen. If it ain't working, okay, always more lube. That'll always help
That's
the
your
situation
answer for everything.
if it's not working, right?
There's your gallbladder. And there.
I always bend the wrong way.
It's because she's like, it's cold.
Okay, come back here.
Here.
There. Alright.
Need to press a little more.
We had them, I thought.
Yeah, they're right there.
There they are.
Alright, Joe.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll throw her up. And this is a water-soluble gel. It's not going to hurt them, right?
Right.
No.
So you can just simply wipe that off and, you know. I just wipe it on my pants, but I'm a country boy. So.
Yeah.
.9, 8 millimeters.
And this is kind of what we would expect, because for us, this is extremely early in the season. So we would not expect anything getting close to that spot yet. Let's see how this girl's doing. Come here, you.
Hi, beautiful.
Now, she is one of our more don't tread on me snakes. So
You want me to do this one?
No, he's got the head.
All right.
well, it's not venomous. So it's not
Well,
gonna...
she's bitey though, I did.
I'm just a bigger chicken than she is when it comes to getting bit.
So what this snake is a pastel freeway. So it's a really pretty animal. This is one that Kurt's really excited about.
She's beautiful.
She's strong as an ox, too. Is that them right there?
Yep.
Pretty.
Yes.
I can tell just by looking, those look bigger than the last set we saw, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So this would be a snake that then you'd think is getting better development, closer to ovulating, closer to going if she's going to go, correct?
Yeah. Ovulation is usually around 40 millimeters, I believe.
Is that where it's at?
I think somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's about 10.4, so she's right on where you definitely need to make sure you're starting to pair her up.
Oh, starting.
No.
Remember, these things can retain sperm, so I've been pairing. So then the next one would be our het bee clown. So this actually also is a het killer bee clown. It's got a lot of, to me, a different color than the killer bee I'm used to. So I'm not 100% sure it's necessarily killer bee. We'll know when we breed it out if everything comes out pastel. But it's definitely not just a bumblebee het clown. There's definitely more going on than that.
Another beautiful snake.
Yes. I like this.
And of course, Kurt is excited about this because he's been wanting to make visual clowns like really bad. And it's been one of those things that's eluded us. So I'm hoping this year we can actually get that done for him. After I finally got my snow last year, I think he deserves to win one, you know?
It's okay, Pumpkin. I know. There we go. Other side. Here's your ball. She had some nice sized ones yesterday. Just gotta find
Well, that's one right there.
it. There they are. I can work like you shoot those
Now,
Mickey Mouse ones.
It looks like there is a little bitty one down below the two big ones, or is that just a shadow or
I
spot?
think that's
on
just a shadow.
Okay.
So. Yeah, she's at 12 and a half.
So she's doing really good.
She's doing really good. Yeah.
So here's the answer. That's all the ones we really got to show today. We wanted to pick some that were of different sizes so you guys could kind of see on the screen what that looks like. And so these machines, now you've used this a lot more. This is the first time I've ever had one in my facility at all. So
Yeah.
they're kind of new to me. I would look at this, and to me what I would say with this machine is it's one of those things that's like nice to have.
Yeah.
It's a great tool, but it's not something that you should feel like, especially if you're first starting out, that, hey, you can't be successful unless you have a sonogram.
Right.
I absolutely
it's a
agree.
fun tool, and we enjoy playing with it.
Right.
And using it, but I would not. It's not the end all be all for
Right.
No.
everything, and I wouldn't use it solely as your guide for breeding.
It's definitely a window, I mean, to the
Yeah,
inside of the
it's
snake and what's
fun.
going on, and seeing where that is and kind of pair that up as I would imagine if we had one of these and we're doing that all the time, you know, we'd get better at seeing the other signs physically of, hey, every time I'm seeing them at this size, I'm kind of starting to notice this too, and it may help that knowledge. But I don't want to give people the impression that if you don't have the latest, greatest tools available to you, that you can't be successful. Because you guys have both been at this for a few years now, right?
This is
This is second year. For
second
both of
year
us.
for both of us.
For breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for
We
keeping,
both
how
bred
long?
successfully. Third.
Third year for keeping. And you both both had clutches,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you did
It's
it
fine
without
without
this.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
definitely without this.
And so this is a kind of it's a luxury tool, right?
Fun tool.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And Kurt's been wanting one, and we may end up making the jump. But as you see some of these things that these people do on YouTube, myself included, you know, you don't always have to have the fanciest gear starting out. And I think that's one thing that, as people on video grow, we sometimes, I was kind of thinking about as we were doing it, we sometimes project that, hey, you know, you have to have all this stuff. But when we started, none of us had any of this. You know, I mean, this to me was like, whoa, I got a table that goes up and down. Holy shit, super nicest thing ever.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't, when we first started, you know, we started with a homemade rack and aspen bedding, which that was horrible. Didn't know any better. You learn as you go. And a few other, I mean, just basic tubs we bought at Walmart. Water dishes we were buying in the dog aisle at Walmart, right? Frozen wraps from a supplier. And we were able to be successful. And then as we reinvested back into it, and we had nicer equipment all of a sudden, nicer things. And, you know, if you want sonograms, or, you know, for us it's been sometimes like we could have bought a sonogram, but we had to buy an editing computer for somebody for video footage that we needed for what we do. So, I mean, but those things that make our jobs and lives easier come with time. So it's not something that you have to do day one.
Now, let me interject on that
Sure.
because this is my second year breeding.
Right.
And I've been on the fence. I wanted this. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
a cool toy.
It's a cool toy.
A tool, not a toy. It's a tool. And I've been watching videos, and the one with Morph Mixology and Brian Barczyk, was kind of what tipped it over the fence for me. That was it was such a well done video about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to splurge because we can both get use out of it. So it helps us both. And last year was my first year breeding. I had almost 100% success. My first clutch was a wash just because of some stupid stuff. I didn't have it.
Yep.
I just kept throwing in my males like every other week.
Yep.
Didn't have a problem. Now I can see where this could be a bit confusing. Because like you said, it's like if you start trying to rely on this, you might miss the bus.
Yep.
You know, oh, well, I don't have to put them in until they're a certain size.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, you might miss the bus on that if you just wait a little too long.
Yes. And that's the thing, too. One thing I didn't point out, but I'm glad you brought that up. That's one thing that this will definitely tell you is if it's... the hell?
Where's the salt?
Got a ghost in here. Is if you completely... if you completely miss the bus. You know, because remember, too, everybody puts them as mammals. Like, you know... Kurt's having a baby. Somebody use Kurt for an example. Kurt and his wife, at some point in time, she allowed him to stay in the same room as her. And I don't want to ruin this for children. Ask your parents what happened there. That's not my job to teach you. And things happened. And then, boom, he kicked one past the goalie, so to speak, and they're going to have a baby, which is awesome. Now, in reptiles, if Kurt and his wife were reptiles, or snakes in general, which they're not, he could have been allowed in the bedroom a year and a half ago, and she could have said, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant a year and a half later because they can retain that sperm. So pairing, if you're getting locks, I think this will help tell you when it's time that you're going to be more likely to get locks. I think it'll do that. But if you're getting locks, pairing's good. You know, I wouldn't suggest, well, I'm only 5. I'm going to not pair until I'm 10. I would go ahead if it was me and start that.
Because that can stimulate them too.
Yes, it can also stimulate follicle growth. So, but it is definitely cool to kind of see where you're at. You know, I can tell now probably, well, which clutch is going to come in certain orders, which I wouldn't have known before. So does it help? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely it helps. It's really cool. And I'm probably closer to getting one now than I was before you came down with one, I would say.
It was kind of cool because in December we did my girls. And most of them were in like the 10 to 12 range.
Really? In December? See, mine was never there.
And then last week we did them, and they were all pretty much still there.
Yeah.
So there's just still... hanging in. I've been, throwing males in. But one girl, my girl who went first last year, she was 26. So now I know
she's probably going to be your first one.
She's my first one to go. Yep. And that, pairing is still, I need to still, even though she probably already has what she needs.
Yeah.
But I can have a timeline now in mind of when she's likely to ovulate and get her pre-lay and when she's going to lay again. And it all fits with when she did about last year, too.
And see, with me, without having that, my timeline starts at ovulation. So when we were doing this, we actually had one ovulate.
Yes.
And so I've got a snake now that ovulates. I'm like, oh, shit, man, about 45 days. I'll know more when that shed happens.
Did we look at her?
Not in this,
not today.
But I don't want to stress her with that ovulation going on.
Because I say we're going to see some big ones on there.
Yeah, we will.
Well, we did yesterday.
We did yesterday, but I don't want to put her through a lot of movement 2 days in a row because it's, you want to let them ovulating girls be kind of chill. All right, anything you guys want to add about this before we hop up off of here?
Not really.
No, it's really not too hard to use. I mean, she was thinking I was going to have to come down and show her how to use it because I've used them before, and she learned how to do it all on her own, and very proud of her.
Oh,
well, it sounds like there's, several videos out there to help people along in your first time.
And they're pretty user-friendly.
Yeah, it didn't seem like watching it was too difficult. So
the thing of it is just trying to get them, like they said, you can use pressure. Don't be afraid to use a little pressure on there.
Right.
And then sometimes you have to kind of,
manipulate it. So
try to get the angle right.
Yep.
Lots and lots of lube.
Pick stuff up.
Lube's very important to keep that contact against the skin.
It is. Lube helps skin contact a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when things are sliding around, movement. Lube is just a wonderful thing with all that. Kurt, anything you want to add before this goes to an area we should not take this video?
Yeah, what is the cost of?
This one was $1,300 on Amazon.
Yeah.
I know another patron member got his. Chris's, I think, I'm not sure how much he paid, but I believe it was either Chris Miller or Chris Sexton got one that came with both probes, both a linear and a other one.
So that he could check his wife or his whatever he needed to do.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But there's different ones.
Don't open a side medical business without a license.
Yeah.
You definitely want the linear probe for the snakes.
Since I wasn't planning on ultrasounding any cats or rats, I opted for just the linear.
Oh my god, we should have ultrasounded a rat. That'd have been kick-ass. Next time
You
YouTube.
have to shave it though. You got to shave your rat.
Kurt will shave the rat.
Since you don't keep naked rats.
We do have some naked rats.
I thought you didn't have naked
We have
rats.
any more? We still have some. So
Okay,
we could
well.
scale. We could do.
Do you have a pregnant naked rat?
Maybe. Find you a naked mole rat. All right. We can't wait. Anything you want to add, Kurt? Anything else? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.